Here at Lilydale Falls. Look at all the people that live here. In tents. In this beautiful summer that's a bit like a winter. Charlie! So this is like a country version of a homeless encampment. So I'm here because I just turned up to work, and then the boss says, it's too windy because we're putting the roof on. And who wants to carry around sheets of iron in the bloody rain and wind? But then as soon as we decided to call it off, the rain stopped and the wind died down. But we got the day off anyway. And we're going to do it tomorrow, but I'm busy with another job tomorrow, so we're not going to do it tomorrow, and we're probably going to do it Thursday. But anyway, Charlie loves it here. And so here we are. It feels kind of prehistoric here, with all of these massive man ferns. It's a very beautiful place. These big trees here, they must be hundreds of years old. This big fella snapped off halfway. And back at the homeless encampment. This place has been just so full of homeless people. Wow, since probably 2021, I guess. So there are some real campers and there are some homeless. And chatting with the dude we're working for, putting up this shed, and he's an old mate of mine from the high school days, and we've come to the conclusion, and I've come to this conclusion long ago, and I think he has also, the problem is money. It's not a lack of money, it's just money in bloody general. You can't be filthy stinking rich if there's no money. And you can of course survive without money in this bloody world here that I live in. The only reason I need money is to deal with the government and big business. If I deal with my mates, I can give them some eggs, I can give them some fruit, I can give them a fish, whatever. Perfect example. I have this old Polish auntie, and before World War II, they lived in this tiny little town in Poland, Pepelnica, and her mother was a seamstress who sewed dresses and clothes for the local people, and her father was a fisherman. And he would go down to the river with a net and his rods, get some fish, and at the end of the day, he would walk home from the river and he would stop along the way, dropping off fish at the baker, and the baker would give him some bread, and at the butcher, and the butcher would give him some meat. And so, in their little town, no one needed money. They only needed money when they were going to the big city or dealing with the government. And my grandmother used to say that after the Russian Revolution, her little town was so remote that no one paid it any attention at all for about 10 years, the commies were taking control of the cities, and they just left the country to their own bloody affairs. And what they did was they all just traded with each other. My grandmother's family had a couple of cows and fruit trees, and so in the summer they swapped their fruit, and in the winter it was the milk and the cheese, and they lived. And the problem is, once money is involved, then everything gets converted into... So I sell my eggs for money, I take my money to my mate's place, I buy some potatoes with money, and then he puts his money in the bank, and it's the money, it's the middlemen of the money owners that cause it all. If I give a friend a dozen eggs and they give me a pumpkin, where's the tax on that? There's not. But if we use money, there's GST, goods and services tax, there's all this sort of crap. And if we get rid of money, your wealth cannot be obscene. Your wealth will be your possessions and what you grow and your animals. And you can only get so bloody many. And so the only way people can be super mega rich is if we have money, and that money is in a bank. I hope I am explaining this well, but my hope is that this civilization falls over due to all the bloody people dropping dead with their blood clots, and that the next civilization that comes along does not have money. The American Indians didn't have money, Australian Aborigines didn't have money, the Fijians didn't know the concept of money, yet they all lived bloody happily. In Papua New Guinea, I had a Papua New Guinean girlfriend a while back, and they don't use money, only when they're dealing with governments and big business. But the average Papua New Guinean grows their yams and their potatoes, they grow their bloody coffee beans, they have their pigs and whatever, and they hunt and they fish. And money doesn't come into it. So we get rid of money, and then that takes away the extreme, obscene wealth from a handful of people. And it gives us all a bit of a level playing field. And we just live like the human animal, rather than this crazy thing that we live as now. I think that's all I've got to say on this subject. Gold and silver are barter. But digital notes, plastic notes, they're not barter. It's something bloody else. Anyway, I think I'm going to talk around in circles, so I'll shut up.